right? So I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah HaKadash, the boss, the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So real quick, I just want to add on to the video the Apostle Tahar did, which is a real short video, just going into this woman, man. I definitely agree, man. Don't marry these women according to the world, right? Don't go into a courtroom and sign a contract, right? That now you become, a join together in a sense of financially, um, in a sense of what they would call like joint together, because what what you have worked hard for, she gets half of that. But also, what you have to understand now is that, you know, if you marry these women, she goes out and commit adultery, right? Now you have to go through the court proceedings in order to even divorce her, right? And what you also have to understand is that, like the Apostle Tahar said, we're all guilty of adultery, because the woman that you previously have been with other men, right? So let's get this in Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, and I'm gonna start up a little, a little bit. Let me see where I want to start. Right here. So let's get 15. Deuteronomy 22 and 15. Well, Salakia. 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give an occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. So he found her not a what? Not a virgin, right? Because again, the process it will take is for when she was given by way of the father to this man, she's a virgin, right? She's not a woman who was with another man. They separated and the father decided to marry her off to another man. No, she's a virgin, and a father gives her to this man he deemed, worthy. There's an occasion to where the father did not give his daughter unto this man, and the only occasion that will more likely happen is as if the man find this woman and go in unto her forcefully, and she's a virgin, right? So that is more likely to one of the only times that a woman could be married to a man that the father didn't give to. So let's keep going. So it says, Deuteronomy 22 and 14, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel, right, which the word damsel means young woman, and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel virginity unto the elders of the city and the gate. So the tokens, how the tokens will show is by way of the blood. The blood will be the tokens, because the blood shows proof of her virginity. If that's not shown, then it shows that she committed adultery. So it's shown that she laid with another man, and then when she was given to this man, and he lieth with her, she wasn't a virgin. So it says, Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he have an occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Why? Because if he lied and he tried to put her away, he can cause her to commit adultery. If he puts her away and she go marry another, he causes her to commit adultery. So if he causes her to commit adultery, then the guy that she lieth with, if he lied, is committing adultery. That's why we have the book of Matthew's, the 19th chapter, and the Lord explaining these things, because you had occasions like more likely like that take place, because there's no new thing under the sun. Guess what? You have occasions like that today where men are, not wanting to be with these women, and they put them away, and then these women go be with somebody else. Now, because he put her away, he causes her to commit adultery, causes him to commit adultery. Salakia, let's keep going. Which is, again, is a sin unto death also. And the damsel father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he have given an occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city, and the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. So he would get chastised for lying, man. He would get chastised for lying, because he could cause her to commit adultery. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. So if he did these things, he will be chastised, but she's still his wife. There's nothing he can do about it. So if he hates her, if he don't like her, if he don't want her anymore, he have no choice but to deal with her, man. You have no choice but to deal with her. She's your wife until the day you die. And that's just what it is. So let's get this again. So it says, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. It's a lock it. And she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. So he can't put her away. He can't do away with her. That's why if you go into Matthew's 19:9, the Pharisees asked Yahushua, they said, can a man put away his wife for any cause? Yahushua said what? He said, in the beginning, it was not so. For a man shall leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. You shall be one flesh. So again, the women that we with is the guy that took her virginity. That's her husband. So when she left from him, whomever he may be, when she left from him and got with another guy, she committed adultery, and caused the guys that she were with after him, her husband, to commit adultery as well. And then it's just constantly happening. And then on top of that, she gets with a guy, she has sex with him, and let's say she's been with him for a while, but she committed adultery, and now she's claiming that the guy that she's with is the father of that baby. So also, that causes problems, right? And it was said that when a woman have multiple partners, that it is a chance that the child that she gives birth to can have DNA of the men that she was previously with. You can actually look this up, man. So let's keep going. So it says Deuteronomy 22 and 20. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of her virginity be not found for the damsel. So the tokens of her virginity is what? The blood that is shown on the cloth. So if this is not shown, then let's keep going. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she have wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. So she would get put to death for committing adultery. She would commit, if she committed adultery, if this man married her and he said, look, I don't want her because et cetera, and they put, and her tokens isn't shown on that cloth. And he's like, look, this is why I didn't want her. This is why I don't want her, or whatever. They will stone her to the stones if the proof isn't shown. You could go into Numbers, the 5th chapter, and what they used to do was put the water and the dirt, make her drink it, and if her thighs swell up, she committed adultery. So, like the Apostle Tahar said, we're all guilty of adultery, because look, the women that we dealing with, other men have dealt with. There's no way in hell that you're going to get a woman, right, that have not been with another man. The only way that's going to happen is by getting with a young woman. And there's no way in hell you're going to do that, because one, you will go to jail for it. Two, you might get killed for it. And three, they're going to label your ass. Right? Not only that, why would you want to mess with something that can't even help provide, man? So, and that's something that the apostle said years back, man. You messing with a young girl, your ass gonna get kicked out the camp. That's something that the apostle said years back, man. Look who locked up. Look who got locked up. Polite, man. Polite, messing with a young girl. Calling GMS all kind of names for teaching what we teach, but he's locked up for what he tried to accuse us with, man. So look at that, man. Bit you in the ass, man. So let's keep going. And we only teach him what's in the scriptures. We just teach truth, man. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So it says, let's start off back where we were. Deuteronomy 22 and 22. If a man be found lying with the Salakia, I'll start back up at 20. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of her virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she have wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. So if she's out just doing all sorts of madness, which is committing adultery, then she will be stoned and put to death, man. And the majority of the time, that's what they're doing. That's what these women are doing, and these times we living in, is that they're just bouncing around from dude to dude. They would even have a dude at the house and just be bouncing around all over the place, man. So going to the courts, going to the judges, and marrying yourself, or so-called marrying yourself to these women, and now you become joint. That's madness, man. You're crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to do. Now, I'm not saying that there's women out there, all women are just out there just committing adultery, because you have but a small minute of women that don't do that, but a majority, a large amount of them do that, man. Hey, even if she thinks you're doing something, she'll do it just thinking that you doing it, right? Hey, that was a girl on YouTube that said it. She said, "Look, all women should cheat, because if he's out there possibly doing it, why wouldn't you do it?" So a lot of these women have it in their mind to just go out there and commit adultery. So if you're doing it, if you're out there with other women, which is not adultery, but if you're out there with other women and you're doing your thing with other women, and she has in her head that you're doing what you're doing with other women, she'll go out there and go do it with another man. So let's keep going. Deuteronomy 22 and 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, so this is adultery when a man is lying with a woman that has a husband. This is adultery, man. That's why Apostle Tahar said that we're all worthy Salakia, that we are all guilty of adultery, because we men are all lying with women that laid with another man, laid with a man before you. So are you really the husband? Not really, because even Yahweh Shah said it. Even Yahweh Shah said it in John the 4th chapter. Matter of fact, let's get that. You go into John the 4th chapter. The Samaritan woman by the well, right? So he says, this is John 4 and 4. And he must need go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sytra, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob well was there. Yahweh Shah, therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahweh Shah saith unto her, Give me to drink, for his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealing with the Samaritans. Yahweh Shah answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of the Most High. I should have actually got this in the other one, because it says, And who is it that saith to thee, Give me to drink? Thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof, himself and the children and his cattle? Yahweh Shah answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, but whoso drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, which is the word. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahweh Shah answered unto her, Go call thy husband. So really pay attention to what's about to be said right here. Yahweh Shah saith unto her, Go call thy husband and come hither. Now check out what she says. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahweh Shah said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband, and that saidest thou truly. So there you go, man. And you don't really have to break that down, but ultimately, this is a woman that have laid with 5 men, and the men that she previously had was not her husband, because her husband is actually the one that have taken her virginity. These men that she have had sex with are men that she committed adultery with, right? See, and this is why mercy and grace have to come, because if not, then guess what? We all will just be dead, man. We all will die. We all will feel the fire that the Lord is about to bring down upon the earth. Because like the apostle said, man, we're all guilty of adultery. We're all guilty of adultery, right? Shit, you don't even know. Hey, you could be at work and your woman could be committing adultery. You could be out and about doing whatever you doing and your woman could be committing adultery. You could be at home, your woman could commit adultery. You got men right now that have those drones in the air catching their women committing adultery. You have men busting in the house catching their women committing adultery. So this is happening. This is happening, and it's a consistent thing here in this kingdom, right? So let's go back to Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter. So like I ain't mean to make this out to be a long video, but I just wanted to get this. So going back to Deuteronomy 22, but if this be true, and the tokens of her virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stone that she die, because she have wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. So this is how a man committed adultery. A man doesn't commit adultery by being with multiple women. A man commits adultery by being with a woman who has a husband. That's how a man commits adultery. So if you go up to a woman, right, and let's say she tell you got a man, she got some men, and you're pressing on her, because that's what Jake do, right? They press on her. Oh, it's all right. Just give me your number, right? It's all right. We could be friends, right? And then what she does, she gives him the number, or he gives her he gives her the number, and then they talking to each other, and then eventually she gives in to the dude, whomever. She gives in to him, and before you know it, they clicking up and they doing a thing. So again, Deuteronomy 22 and 22, if a man be found lying with the woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lie with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. If a damsel is a young woman, a young woman that is a virgin, be betrothed unto a husband. So this is a young woman that is a virgin that is engaged to a husband, right, to a man, and a man found her in a city. So this is a woman that is betrothed to this man, and it says, and a man found her in a city and lied with her. So a man found this girl and lied with her. Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they may die. So if this is a woman that has a husband, and then she goes out and meet a man and committed adultery, then you would take this woman and him and you will put him to death, right? And that's why I say America does not have laws in place for when adultery do happen, right? They're trying to push for America to pass a bill and or a law that would require women that are pregnant to take a paternity test after the pregnancy to make sure that the child that she's giving birth to is the actual father. Because what's happening is, because you got so much adultery going on, these women are just doing, you at work, they're doing their thing, they're staying out all night, they're doing all this shit, and then they get with a guy, get popped, get pregnant, and tell you that you're the father, man. So the people are trying to petition for a bill to be paid, a bill to be passed that will make the woman after the birth of the child to take a paternity test to see if this is the actual father. Because you got a lot of fathers these days, a lot of men these days are taking care of children that's not even theirs. So again, Deuteronomy 22 and 23, if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man because he had humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. So when a man, if this woman is engaged, she's married unto a man, and she goes out, and then there's a man that forces himself upon her, and she cries out, she doesn't cry out, then they both will be put to death. So it says, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and a man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die, because she cried out. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rises against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter, because this woman is engaged, she's married, this is her husband, and then another man comes and forces himself on her, then only he shall die, because she cried out, because she screamed. I remember I watched it's a Netflix movie, and this woman, she was getting ready to work out, so she put on all her little gear to go work out, and a guy broke into the house, and she was married. A guy broke into the house and forced himself on her, and she said nothing. She didn't scream. She said nothing. She just laid there and took it. So according to the scriptures, they both will be put to death, because she didn't scream out. But if she screamed out, then only he will be put to death. But after it happened and her husband found out about it, he didn't even want to touch her, man. He didn't want nothing to do with her. But it says, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rises against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. So she cried out, and there was nobody to save her. So only he would get put to death. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lie. So this is a woman that has no husband, and lie hold on her. So this is a scenario that if this woman has no husband, and a man comes and forces himself on her, and hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lie with her shall give unto the damsel fathers 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he have humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt. So if this girl is a virgin, and the man take hold of her, which means forces himself on her, then if she's a virgin, he will give the father 50 shekels of silver, and that's his wife until the day he dies. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So these women and the wickedness that they're doing out here, hey, that's why the Lord is going to bring great destruction to this world. That's why you got a lot of shit happening, man. You got the U.S. is getting involved in the war with Yemen. So you got just wars going on right now. There's Matthew's the 24th chapter. Hey, it's happening right before our eyes. It's happening right before our eyes. And guess what, man? That's not even the worst of it, man. The worst is still to come. The worst is still to come. So while people are more focused on partying and clubbing and drinking and committing adultery and doing all this wickedness, your whole reality is about to change. Everything that you know today is about to change. Your life is going to change very soon. right? And it's not about to take much for it to happen. That's why, the scriptures tell you that troubles shall come to the earth. Troubles are coming to the earth, man. But yeah, Khan, I'm going to go ahead and end it from there and say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to say Shalom.